Good day, family. It's the time you've been waiting for. Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. Well, joining us today is none other than my good friend, Robert Beck, chemist, and a man who is going to bring something of importance to you. It's the top of the year. You want to take care of the better part of quality of life, but you can start at any time. You don't have to wait for the new year. You can start middle of the year, spring, wherever you are in your life. It's now time to commit to healthy living. Everyone, stay tuned. Our special guest, Dr. Robert Beck, is joining us right here on Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard. Well, let me tell you, we are so excited for this show. You know, sometimes you see some people who are just living the better quality of life, who's been advocating for many, many, many years about his health program. And, I just told Dr. Beck, I said, let me just pull up my bootstraps and not wait any longer. Each day is valuable. So joining us today, as I mentioned, is chemist and is it Naprapath?
Naprapath.
Naprapath. Okay, chemist Robert Beck joining us today. He has been in this industry of self care, doing it yourself with discipline and understanding. So I am very, very, very excited for you to join us today. So introduce yourself to our listening audience. You will not be a stranger. You'll be with us at least once a month. Tell us about who you are, and let's get a small introduction of Dr. Robert Beck. Go ahead, take it away.
Thank you. First, I'd like to say to you, you're doing a wonderful job in getting information out for the seniors. And I'm a senior, so I really appreciate it. And I support in every way what you're doing because we don't want to forget our seniors. And I'm here for whatever and however I can help and what your programs are. My name is Robert Beck. I'm a 50-year chemist and a 40-year health and wellness under the growth studying of Dr. Alvinia Fulton from the Fultonia Health and Fasting Institute, which she had many, many, many students. I have been in the industry for the last 40 years doing information on education because we are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge. So we need to learn what we need to know. Then it becomes our responsibility to make sure we do it. Now, today is the first day of all of our lives. You can't do anything about what you did wrong yesterday or what you didn't do yesterday. But what you could do is today make a commitment. Commit to stay and live and be healthy. So we are here to talk about that. And first, you have to learn how to get healthy and what it requires. Just like everything, information is power. You first got to learn what you need to know. And there are 5 areas of things that we really need to get understanding of. What foods we should not be eating and what a reason for it. What foods we should eat that's going to help us. And what is our water intake? How often should it be? How much should it be? And to understand that, yes, you can drink too much water. And I'm sorry you have been informed, if you've been informed that you can't drink too much water. There are a lot of people who died from drinking too much water.
Mhm.
So you got to deal with nutrition, what you eat to get the nutrients. And the research says that we as a person, individuals, we need 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 3 fatty acids. This is some research that the FDA approved and put back that we need to be very conscious about it. The next phase is your exercise.
Mm.
You must exercise
Yeah.
some form of exercise because you want to get your heart up moving, and anything you don't use you lose. If
Yeah.
you sit around a lot and you don't move around, your joints start getting tight, you just start feeling really terrible because you're not using it. You can exercise. You don't have to go to the gym and lift weights and all that. Walking, aerobic, and doing all of these things that help you move, stretch, and walking is one of the best ones.
Let me stop you there. On our phones, everyone, we have something called a step counter. Find it on your phone. I am currently participating in this race walk just to create an awareness of using your phones. And you mentioned the walking, I'm all in. That is the one thing we can do through this inclement weather time. Let's be very clear. So I know personally, I have to put on my step counter and I tie it to my arm or something. There are many devices that help us get on that walking path. And so you can see how far you go. But walking is key. It's one of the things we do naturally, and we can definitely make sure that we can be a part of the process of staying active. The seniors say, "A body in motion, stay in motion." So
Yes.
whatever we can do. So let's do this. Before we get more into the other steps, let's talk about your introduction, because that name, Dr. Fulton, it's magnetic and it's transforming. Tell us about your introduction to the Chicago Good Health Group, and then bring us up to speed on the other terms you want to share.
Okay. I first would like to say that the best thing could have happened to me in my life was meeting Dr. Alvina Fulton
Mm, mm,
40 years ago, and I have been on the road since then. Because when I was met her, I saw this little lady moving around in this event, and all I saw was a feather on top of her head, and she was just smiling, talking. People was all around her. So I walked over. I said, "Who is this lady?" And I was coming from her back. She looked very young. And when
mm-hmm.
I got to her and looked at her hand, looked at her face, I went, "Whoa, ma'am!" And I asked, I said, "Whatever and however you're doing what you do, I want to know."
Right. Give me
Okay.
some.
It was personal. And she rushed and gave me a card. She said, "Come by my office Monday at 9 o'clock and I will tell you." Well, I want you to know that Monday at 11 o'clock, I was at her office, and I never left what I learned, what I got. I traveled with her around the country. It was such an opportunity. In every city I went with her, the people treated her like Jesus, come and want to be at her feet and thanking her for what she had done for them,
Mm-hmm.
loved ones, and how much better they got. Well, I know they were not just saying it, because I saw people come into her center that was very, very, very ill, couldn't hardly walk. And they come back a couple of weeks, no cane, no nothing, and smiling and walking. I went, "Whoa, weren't you here a couple of weeks ago?" She said, "Yeah, that stuff really worked." And what it was, Dr. Fulton said the first thing she does with anybody coming to office is clean them out. Clean them out. Because she said most of the problems that everybody has is all of the toxin waste in our body. Every health condition that you can think of has something to do with the amount of toxin in your body, where that food has decayed to the point where now it's destroying every aspect of your body. So when Dr. Fulton told me that, and she would not let anybody come to her without saying, "Here, take this formula, go clean yourself out, come back, and then we can deal on from that day forward." And
Mm-hmm.
that really did work. So I said to myself, I said, whatever this woman is teaching, it's going to be needed for life.
Yeah.
Because I saw in my own standing there on the transformation of people who came in and they came back, and they were telling me about how much better they were and how they felt. They said, "Wow, when I started cleaning my system out, I started feeling better. I had more energy. It was no diarrhea, having to run to the bathroom. I didn't." And I was like, "Oh my God." So
Mm,
I saw and I listened, and I said, "I'm going to learn everything I can over here." And I stayed with her and I traveled with her. And I met so many people who all they could say is they had given up on me. And a lot of the people, she used to tell me that the most people that come to her are people who are at hospice state, and everybody has given up on them. She said those are the most people she got, because everything else they tried, and somebody told them, say, "This little lady over there on 63rd Street, she has been known to help you at whatever state," because Dr. Fulton said, if you're still alive, you got a chance.
Mm.
You just got to make some changes. And you cannot not make changes in your diet. You got to know what foods that cause the condition you have. Stop eating it. Clean your system out. Start putting it right and nutrition things in your body. Start doing those other four things. Drink the water, rest, exercise, and stay positive. You
Yeah.
have to do all of them. There's a lot of things that we have to do in order to be healthy. It's not one or two or three. It's
Yeah.
just like that car. In that car, we have 5 or 6 different oils: transmission, motor, brake, fluid, gas, and you have to have all of them in order for your car to work. Well, in our human bodies, there are things we must do. If you do 3 of the 5 things, you still got a problem. If you got all of your oils in your car and you don't have no transmission fluid, that car is not going to move.
I consider this like, how do you say it? When you speak of oil, I'm thinking of the one thing that makes the car move, that power steering.
And that's the
If you ain't got the power steering, nothing happen. The car can start, but if you don't have that power steering, that car will move nowhere. That's just my analogy.
yeah, and that power steering oil is one of the aspects of what I'm saying about knowing that you need whatever you're supposed to need for your body and health. You
Yeah.
need it, and whatever's missing is going to be a problem with whatever it is that you're missing. So we have to learn how and what we need to do, and we then it becomes our responsibility. We must do it.
Yes. Yes. So
It
let's do let's
appears to be. It's up to me. We have to tell ourselves that when it comes to our health.
absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a video from another person who actually was a subscriber to the program. I believe Dr. Dick Gregory. Is that correct?
Yes, and he was understudy with her, and he experienced some amazing health, weight changes. And I looked at what she was saying, and I have been able to see, especially with diabetes type 2, that is something that if you just know what you need to do, it could get better very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why in the 12-week program, we find out what things you are dealing with: high blood pressure, arthritis, diabetes, and then get the research on what food causes it. Stop eating it, clean your system out,
Yeah.
start drinking the water, and whatever else you need to do to make sure. But Dick Gregory came in with a commitment. He was committed
Yeah.
to get healthy. We can have a commit thought in mind, but we have to do it.
Yeah.
Learning and knowing and not doing is worse than not knowing what you
Hmm.
need to do.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a break. We want to hear this small video. We do not own the rights to this video. This is something that I thought would be advantageous to our programming today. So, everyone, please just check out this video. And when you come back, Dr. Beck, you're going to just give us, your thoughts on what this gentleman said. Dr. Dick Gregory, I remember meeting him over some years ago, and he maintained that weight for quite a few years. So we
Yes,
can talk
until
about
death.
that as well. So
Until death.
everyone stay tuned for this quick video. We'll be right back. Everyone stay tuned.
The great tricks. And it's funny, everybody got everybody working 2 jobs except the people that control. They don't work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, a job and something on the side. It's not about that. Show me somebody that has 2 jobs. I'll show you somebody that has no money at all. I mean, that's a game they play. I mean, some kind of way we have to redo our priorities. And we have to say, wait to the system. It's about my health. It's about my love. It's about my kindness. It's about my gentleness. And those 3 things, you'll see a difference in 7 days. Now, how do you get into the physical fitness? Well, I can't do it. I got a bad leg. Didn't walk bad. If I told you there was $20 million worth of gold over there, and every morning if you walk 2 miles, you could get it. Bad leg, folks, everybody be out there walking. So what you have to do is start slow. Start 5 minutes. And then after a week or 3 days, the problem you have, someone hear this and say, he's right, I got to do it. Then they go out and hog it, something breaks and don't. When you get through, then do your physical fitness. Do your physical fitness. I say to people who haven't trained, you out there that's 80 years old, 60, 40, been out of high school 20 years, haven't been physical, stand in the mirror when you do your physical fitness naked. And why do I say naked? See, if you had clothes on, you're doing physical fitness, you hear something go zoop, you say, oh, I tore my shirt. If you're naked and hear something go zoop, you know that's you. And the minute you feel something, that's God saying stop. Stop. It'll heal. The minute you feel it, stop. Don't push it. And once that heals, go back.
When you exercise, something very profound happens inside your body that you can't see, but it has more benefits than any kind of weight you lose or muscles. Exercise releases endorphins, and it's generally with more vigorous exercise that does that. And endorphins are chemicals that lead to a change in your attitude. They increase the immune system function. So exercise is critical, particularly if you have immune system disorders like AIDS.
If your body is not physically fit, you will drain the mind. The mind will carry the body for a long time. But for instance, if you heard that a house was on fire and the closest fire equipment, firefighters, was 2 miles away and there was no telephone, you could run mentally to get help under those conditions. Physically, you couldn't run 2 miles. If you and I have not ran in 10 years and we run 5 miles a day, tonight we'll be so sore. If you ran 5 miles to get help for a drowning person, tonight you won't be sore. There's something that comes over us. And so the mind is the boss. The physical fitness, the more physically fit, the less you drain from the mind. It's like if I'm not physically fit, I'm pulling on my battery. If I'm physically fit and I don't pull on the battery and the mind is free to feed me the energy levels that the mind was meant to feed me.
Very good, very accurate, and he said a lot in a very short time. First of all, whenever you're getting ready to start making a change in your life in anything, you want to do it slowly, a little bit, a little more next time, a little bit more after, because just jumping into anything is always a problem, being too hasty. And when we realize that nothing is more important than our health, nothing is more important than our health. That's why we have to commit to ourselves to get and be healthy, because all of the things that goes on, you can't work, you can't go and have fun. You really have just taken away a whole lot of things that make you happy and to exist you. When you are sick or you have a condition, you have all of these medicines you have to get into your body. There's some people with 6+ medications that they have to get every day. You have to be on a schedule. What time? When? Which one I have to eat before I with the medication? You have to stay on top of that. So why not preventive? A stitch in time saves 9. Don't wait till you get sick before you say, "Oh well, I'm gonna start doing better." You know, a lot of time there's a statement is, "Don't be too late." Don't put off the day for tomorrow. Don't say I'm going to start getting better. I'm going to start doing better tomorrow. That is not the case. Tomorrow is what is given to us. Tomorrow is not promised. Make no plans for tomorrow because tomorrow is not promised. Don't say I'm going to do something tomorrow that I could do today. It is so important to start being more proactive, and I'm going to do it because it's important. And what Dick Gregory was saying that really hit my heart is how you cannot be happy if you're sick. You cannot enjoy and go do the things. You can't go to work. You spend more of your time making doctor's appointments, and making sure that you get all of your medicine in at the time and the hour. Some is 3 a day, some in the morning, some you take at night. You actually will beginning to work for your medication when you're sick.
Stop it. So let me ask you this. The one thing that he said that directly touched me is that the mind can carry the body only so far.
Right, right. If you sit there and I can do it, I can do it. The mind tell you, oh yeah, you can do it. You can run down that street, and then your body say, yeah, if you were physically able. The mind make you push yourself.
Yeah.
Do it. I can make this. So many people live off. It's like gas. You got 1 gallon in there, and you try to go downtown and come back
Yeah.
because you said I could do it. I could do it. But wait a minute, your car says no. I can't do it though
Mm-hmm.
because it's not enough of gas. Well, our body's the same way.
Yeah.
If your body's not in good condition and your mind is in very good condition, it's telling you a lot of people work with what's going on in their mind, but not able to do it physically. And we have a lot of people doing that. They desire this, they feel like they could do it, but when they start doing it, the body is not able and capable and not doing as well to do it. So we have to commit to get and live healthy.
All right, all right, all right. So, all right, Doctor Beck, I heard the show. I'm listening to you. I see the product in our dialogue here in the backdrop. Okay, so what is my commitment level? Tell me, just as he said, you don't have to start. You got to start sometime.
Right.
As you said, every day is a new day. Every day is a new year. So, what is the as you can? I'm busy talking to Claire Hubbard right now. Busy schedule. 2 states, taking care of over 3,000 seniors, meeting requests. Give me my regimen of I won't say get quick started, but give me my regimen of getting started. What do I need to apply to my busy schedule? Everyone right now living a life of multiple things we're doing, podcasts, Zooms, all these other things, trying to work, take care of our families. We already let go of our disparities because guess what? We were trying to find out what this thing was, this variant that's out here to try to get through the next day. So where do you come in, Dr. Beck? I have my juice that I really truly love. But give me my regimen of getting started without making excuses.
Okay, the thing about it is you got to make your health a priority.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a busy schedule and your doctor tell you you got to come here at whatever day, whatever hour, we make time for it.
Yes, sir.
If we know we got a medication, we got a condition that we must get the medication in, because it's a priority, we'll put something else to the side.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Dick Gregory is saying. We got to put other things aside and make our health a priority. I'm not going to get too busy that I forget me. This is why we implement a 12-week program, because you're going to learn and be on a schedule. How much water we give you a workbook because you're writing down everything. What foods have you avoided that you should, and what the foods are? How much water are you drinking? Are you exercising? If you so, how many? At the end of the 12 week, you can go back and read every week on what you was doing and what you accomplished, how you feel, how much weight you lost, because you need to see. The individual needs to see what is going on, what is happening in their lives to give them motivation to keep going. That's why we implement the 12-week program with a workbook, because we want the individual to be part of the process. If it is to be, it's up to me. You have your workbook, you writing down stuff, you just like in school. You keeping notes, you know what you're doing, you know how much water, you know what kind of exercise. And when you go back and read for a week and you have no exercise, drink 3 glasses of water, right then you said, I'm not doing my part.
Yeah.
We have to do our part. Learn what our parts are and do it. This
So
is why when everything goes wrong, these 12 weeks, you get to learn and you get to practice exactly what and how. And you get supervised, because we supervise you to do it. The reason people have problems with their New Year's commitment is because they don't have a supervisor. They don't have a help to help them get through it. Because after a week or two or so, it is completely, I don't feel like it, so I won't do it. So the motivation is the thing that we really need to do the most. is have a counseling, a supervisor, a person who's working with you to help you stay on track, because we get off track so easily because there's nobody who's overseeing what you're doing, when you're doing, how you're doing. It's just me. I do it later. In the 12 weeks, we make sure to be on you. At least you can admit and look at your workbook and see if you are not doing what you're supposed to do. So if you don't get any results, look at the results. We had a person who came in and was on 21 prescription drugs. And when you go to the website, you'll get to hear the story.
Yeah.
ChicagoGoodHealthGroup.com.
Uh-huh.
And she worked with us during the 12 weeks. And by every month, she was going back to her doctor. And at the end of the 3 months, 12 weeks, she went back to her doctors and she was taken off of all of her prescription drugs.
Wow.
She's on there talking about it, which just confirmed me. All she did was stop eating the things that cause the problem and start putting the nutritional things in the body. If you do those two things, you're definitely going to be better than what you are.
So let me ask you this. You have a ongoing program that takes place every third Monday.
The third Monday of every month, Chicago Good Health Group, which is what we have been doing now for the last 20 years. Chicago Good Health Group, which is from the legacy of the late, great Dr. Avinia Fulton, and carrying on her legacy and doing, even back then, I used to set up workshops and seminars for her and other doctors to come in town to share some information. Well, I am still doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Every month, the third Monday of every month, we were doing it in person at the hotel, but now we're doing it on Zoom and we're doing it on Facebook, which is Chicago Good Health Group, all together. You get to hear a lot of information on how and what we need to know to be healthy and what we have to commit to and what things will make a difference.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to definitely share all the communication to our community. We are a senior related show, but let me ask you this. This product, what is the age range? How early can you start using the products through your the Chicago Good Health Group?
It depends on which product it is.
Uh-huh.
And
Well, let me say specifically the juice. I know I'm a fan of the juice. And
there's no age restriction on concentrated aloe vera. None.
okay.
Yeah, because everything you put on your skins, most medications have different things in it. But when you go and you read your ingredients of stuff, and especially when it's dealing with stomach disorder,
Yeah.
it would have aloe vera in it because aloe vera juice, aloe vera has been years known and found out that it helps with stomach disorders,
Okay.
digestion, and it's a blood purifier. And right now, we need to work on our immune system. So we have to do everything. First thing, if we clean our system out, the immune system kicked in 2 or 3 days, we have much more energy. We feel so much better. And if you start doing all the things that you learn in this 12-week program, you can kind of get some results of things changing. And if you actually do it, you're going to get some change in results. And as I said, one of the participants in 3 months, 12 weeks, she was able to get through her doctor to adjust her off of 21 medication. And I really encourage everybody to go to ChicagoGoodHealthGroup.com and click on a 12-week program and hear a senior. She's an educator. And hear how things can be done if we make a commitment and we actually do it. I encourage everybody to go listen because it'll give you some motivation to know that I don't care how bad you think your conditions are, you can start doing some things and some small things, making some little changes and adjustment, and you'll start feeling better in 2 or 3 days because when you do the ACOG colon cleanse system, it's going to, in 3 days, it's going to make your body much energized, your digestion, metabolism get better. And on top of all of that, it doesn't cause diarrhea, griping, and running to the bathroom, but you're going to do some very major eliminating of the waste and toxins of all the food we've been eating for the last 2 months.
Mm. Help us through it. Help us through it. Well, what we want to do is, again, thank you, Dr. Robert Beck. He's a friend of Senior Talk. You'll find his information on our website, which is srtkmedia.com. Don't forget the program that he announces is on Zoom and Facebook every third Friday, every third Monday. So we'll have that communication out. And if anyone is interested in more information, you are definitely welcome to call the Senior Talk office at 312-428-6919. We Dr. Beck will also do a Zoom for your group to learn more about it, more detailed, specific Q&A. And he's a part of our family. So we're glad to welcome him into this new season of Senior Talk Media. So everyone, in closing, please remember, in complete darkness, we are all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. I'm your host, Claire Hubbard, granddaughter in the community. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.